last season of Doctor Who, ending with that unforgettable and reality-shifting speech of Clara's from Stephen Moffat's chilling story. Listen. Since Doctor Who returned back in 2005, all the music has come from the imagination of the Doctor's personal composer, Mr. Murray Gold. Tonight we're going to hear more of Murray's music from Season 8 alongside some of his most popular themes from the past decade. And it's to the past that we take you now. First we'll hear a piece that made its debut in 2005 with the arrival of the 9th Doctor. The Doctor's theme will then be followed by the anthemic Song of Freedom, the piece that accompanied the 10th Doctor, and a TARDIS full of companions as they pulled the Earth back to its orbit in 2008's Journey's End. It's funny, you know, looking at that scene from Journey's End reminds me a little of when I took charge of the TARDIS back in a few years ago. Whilst it wasn't quite that crowded, I did inherit a group of companions from the 4th Doctor, played by my predecessor, Tom Baker. They included, let me see now, Adric, Nissa, and a feisty Australian flight attendant named Tegan, played by the lovely and talented Janet Fielding. And she's actually still a very dear friend of mine, and earlier on today I texted her back in Britain to see if she had a message that she'd like me to pass on, and I got a reply. Actually, I'll read it to you, it's rather sweet. Let me see. There we go. Dear Pete, you're an idiot. Don't you know it's the middle of the night here? Why don't you do everyone a favour and go for a swim in the Great Australian Bight? It's perfectly safe, honestly, no sharks at all. Now I'm going back to bed. Goodbye forever. Lovely. As I said, lovely girl. And we're going to stay with the Doctor's companions with this next piece. It features themes for 4 of the most recent occupants of the TARDIS. This is Murray Gold's Companion Suite.
Seek, locate, destroy. Humans, this city of Perth is now under Dalek control. Enemies of the Daleks must be destroyed. That building is surrounded. There is no escape from the Daleks. You must obey or be exterminated. Exterminate! 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 Humans, will you obey the Daleks forever?
Hell no!
Answer correctly.
Hell no!
Hear you say exterminate.
What?
Exterminate!
I cannot hear you.
Get better ears.
You make very good Daleks. Orchestra, you will surrender your rebel conductor, Ben Foster, or be exterminated. Intruder detected. Alert! Alert!
I'm terribly sorry to interrupt your invasion, but you know, actually we are in the middle of a concert here.
Bring forward the intruder.
All right, I'm not entirely sure this is the treatment I'm used to, but...
Resistance will not be tolerated.
Yes, I'm just not sure it's in my contract, this week.
Standing.
Oh, nice.
Ben Foster.
No, I'm not.
Explain yourself.
Well, you see, I was just off for a minute.
Records indicate that you are known to the Daleks.
Very possibly. If you watch a lot of television, I did quite a few things, actually. I was an old business Ben! Could you show yourself, please, Ben?
I think I might need a bit of help, to be honest, please.
All right, okay.
I've got this.
What is that noise? Alert! Alert! It's my voice. Ben Foster, you are the enemy of the Daleks. You Orchestra, you are all now slaves of the Daleks. Your rebel leader will conduct special Dalek music. Resist, and you will be exterminated.
Whatever.
Conductor, if you value your life, you will begin. Begin or be exterminated.
And Peter.
Can I just say, I thought that was very interesting and impressive bit of acting that you just did.
Thanks, Peter. That was really kind.
It's really good, yeah. You've been having lessons or something?
A few lessons back in England with a renowned drama teacher.
Really? Who's that?
Fine actor. A man called Colin Baker. I don't know if you've heard of him.
Yes, you know, he's a brilliant actor, absolutely brilliant actor, and I could see the influences.
Thanks.
Yeah, in fact, I gave him his big break.
Did you?
Yeah. What I loved about your performance was that the way you managed to combine the emotional truth of an Arnold Schwarzenegger performance with all the gutsy macho swagger of Skippy the bush kangaroo. So I keep at it because I really think you're going places. I don't quite know where, but actually I do have one note for you, but I'll give that to you later.
Thanks. I look forward to hearing that.
Just don't give up the day job. Anyway, we've now come to the final piece in this first half of the Doctor Who Symphonic Spectacular, and for this, I need you to conjure up the spirit of Christmas and focus. Forget surf, beaches, Barbies and sun lotion. It's time to ask yourselves if you believe in Santa Claus. Since Doctor Who returned in 2005, the Christmas special has become something of a tradition, and last December, Stephen Moffat delivered one of his scariest Christmas treats yet. We saw the Doctor and Clara come face to face with Santa, his elves, and even a red-nosed reindeer. But was it all a sinister dream? To perform Murray Gold's Last Christmas Suite, the West Australian Symphony Orchestra, there was a chorus with Antoinette Halloran, conducted by Mr. Ben Foster.
Attention, humans. There will now
that was All the Strange, Strange Creatures, performed by the West Australian Symphony Orchestra, led by G1Q. Chorus director Christopher Van Tunen. And all under the sonic baton of Doctor Who's resident maestro, Mr. Ben Foster. I'm having fun now, actually. This is rather good, isn't it? I've had a good week in Perth. Sadly, somebody asked me earlier on if I was going to stay around for the Tri-Series cricket final at the Wacker tomorrow, but sadly we have to fly off tomorrow. It's probably not very diplomatic anyway if I hang around while Australia are beaten. A man can dream. Maybe utterly futile, but still a man can dream. Are you all having a good time? Oh, hang on, that reminds me of one thing I've got to do. Just bear with me 1 second. Let's just do this. Hang on, Siobhan.
No, it's you.
Oh, hi, Colin. Yeah, hi, mate. Terribly sorry, but it looks like we're not going to need you out here. No, turns out they love me. To the cricket anyway. No, I just asked them, really. So you can tell the taxi to stand down and you can go and have a lie down on the sofa, eh? All right. What? Bring me back a possum's what? Okay, I'll keep an eye out for one. What? Yes, I am still trying to think of an idea for a sequel to the Five-ish Doctors reboot. Yes, you can have a bigger part in it next time. Yes, I will make sure he doesn't keep mentioning being in The Hobbit. Yes, all right. I've really got to go because there's an audience here and they're listening actually. So I'll talk to you soon. Okay, bye now. We now turn to a character that the 12th Doctor recently described as short, roundish, but with a good personality. Not the words I would have chosen, but she made her enigmatic debut in Season 7's Asylum of the Daleks, but it wasn't until 2013's The Name of the Doctor that the mystery of Oswayne or Clara was finally revealed, when we discovered that she'd been the Doctor's guardian angel ever since he first stole the TARDIS and fled from Gallifrey. I wish I'd known that at the time. This is Murray Gold's beautiful theme for The Impossible Girl. 66 seconds. Next we're going to turn back the clock with Stephen Moffat's brilliant and mind-blowing two-part epic that brought Matt Smith's first season as the 11th Doctor to a close. Every enemy the Doctor has ever faced is descending on Stonehenge in an unlikely alliance. With the Doctor captive inside the fabled and mysterious Pandorica, the TARDIS exploding and ripping apart the very fabric of the universe. Hope rests with a man who waits 2,000 years and a little girl who still believes in stars. From Season 5's The Pandorica Opens and the Big Bang, this is Murray Gold's Pandorica Suite. That was the Pandorica Suite. Amazing stuff. Amazing. Now, following that performance, I think a special mention is in order for the man to my right. Not only is Ben our conductor for these symphonic spectaculars, he also conducts all the studio recordings for the series and has orchestrated most of the music you're hearing tonight. Apart from that, he does practically nothing. Actually, Ben, I'm a little worried that you're not getting enough exercise. You see, because obviously I have to walk up and down those stairs 5 or 6 times a night, so obviously I'm keeping nice and trim.
Looking very trim.
But you know, all you really do is just sort of stand there and wave your arms about a bit, isn't it? So I don't know if I can help you out anyway, but I did hear about a really good exercise regime if you're interested.
Fantastic.
Okay. Right, so apparently what you do is you get yourself a nice big packet of chocolate biscuits. Right, and you sit on the sofa and you put the packet of biscuits on the far side of the coffee table. Right, so every time you want a biscuit, every couple of minutes, you have to stretch like that right across the coffee table and pick them up. Apparently it keeps you really nice and trim. I mean, I haven't tried it myself, but apparently it works wonders for Colin Baker. Anyway, give it a thought, you know. I am in so much trouble. All right, I was here. Can I just say, Colin is a lovely, lovely man, and the whole chocolate biscuit exercise thing is really me. I love chocolate biscuits, as you've probably noticed.
The diet I'm on.
Colin doesn't even like chocolate biscuits. Donuts, yes, but not biscuits. With this next piece, we're going to stay in the time of the 11th Doctor and head to Sardec Town for a Dickensian Christmas. Well, almost. Amy and Rory are trapped on a crashing space liner, and the only way the Doctor can rescue them is to save the soul of a lonely old miser.
Yeah.
Antoinette Halloran performed this song at the very first Symphonic Spectacular back in 2012, and it's been a fixture ever since. Please welcome her back to sing the haunting Abigail's song from A Christmas Carol. And with it, we look back to the brilliant 50th anniversary special, The Day of the Doctor, written by Stephen Moffat. It was broadcast around the world in November 2013 to 98 countries across 6 continents. It's officially the largest ever simulcast for a television drama. As well as introducing us to the War Doctor, it gave us our first thrilling glimpse of the 12th Doctor. Now, sadly, time is against us. Thank you, Perth. You have been a fantastic audience. To end this Doctor Who Symphonic Spectacular, we return to Season 8 and Stephen Moffat's dark and poignant 2-part finale. Would the Doctor finally discover the true identity of Missy and unlock the mystery of the Nether Sphere? Tragedy awaits as Missy's sinister plot unfolds. This is Murray Gold's Death in Heaven Suite. first heard in The End of Time and written for the 10th Doctor's regeneration. He's a good bloke, that 10th Doctor. Very good to his family. Of course, my dad, you know. It's really weird. Anyway, that has been the piece of music that we pay tribute to all of the Doctors with. You've been a wonderful audience, so would you like to hear a bit more?
Yes!
Really?
Yes!
Oh dear, Ben, I've already done it now. I promise you something else. How are you feeling?
What?
How are you feeling?
It's great. What a great concert.
Yeah, it was a great
We
concert.
had what?
You
Nothing.
want to go back now?
It's an early night piece.
Don't worry, Ben, I'll explain to them. Right, okay. I'm really sorry about this, but Ben's a little bit tired. He's had a long day, so I'm sorry. But there's nothing I can do. Hang on, wait, there is something I can do. Just wait there 1 second.
Oh, he's going to ring them. Go. Oh, no.
Ben, I've got an idea. I've got something that can really give you that boost to get you through this last part of the concert. Is that okay? Right, should we stop here? Yeah, okay, right, okay. Yeah, I tell you what now, what's inside here is very, very powerful, okay? So you've got to be very careful with it. No, it's not a pizza, Ben. That's later. You better take off your jacket, actually. Now, yes, you were waiting for that, weren't you? All right, Ben. This, despite the fact you're exhausted, tired out, this will see you through. One more piece. Okay. Good man. Give him hell, Ben. To end this Doctor Who Symphonic Spectacular, we're going to take you back in time to the 23rd of November 1963, when the very first episode of Doctor Who was broadcast on BBC television. It introduced the world to one of the most iconic pieces of music ever written. Composed by Australia's very own Ron Grainer and arranged by Delia Derbyshire in the BBC's legendary radiophonic workshop. It was unlike anything anyone had heard before. Today we end with Murray Gold's reimagination of the greatest theme tune of all time.